Hi guys, the compliments of the season, CeeChronicles here. Welcome to the channel. On this channel I post fragrance related content and do invite you to subscribe and join the family if you're not yet subscribed. Also remember to hit the like and share button, as those too are very helpful when it comes to ensuring that this video hits a lot of people's timeline. Now if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I am dropping a video of some of the worst fragrance releases of the year 2025, and guys, disclaimer, this is my opinions. This is not set in stone. This is my observation and my experience based on me being a fragrance reviewer. Now, first off is going to be the House of Paris Corner. I love Paris Corner, guys. I'm not here to trash any of these brands. Absolutely love Paris Corner, but this was a risky line to introduce in the year 2025, the Zodiac line, because not everybody is going to believe in star signs. Not everybody is going to believe in the horoscope, and not everybody is going to concur that, say for instance, the lunaries fragrance is dark enough, because lunaries as in the moon and stuff. So I think, you know, Paris Corner did risk it when it comes to this. I did not see these go viral unless I missed something. So that's, I'm gonna say this is one of those from the House of Paris Corner that, you know, Paris Corner could have just passed on making. Now the next one from the House of Paris Corner is gonna be Minya. They have given us a series of the Minya line, but this one is the one that really didn't do it for me, guys. This was a risk in a bottle. Popcorn note in caramel and butter. Okay, now yes, granted, you want people to smell like food, but this is a little bit pushing it. This is like sticky, okay, and it really doesn't actually do the butter popcorn caramel mix nicely to me. It ends up having this biscuit accord, giving it like a confectionery thing, as though you are moving around, you know, with a tray of baked biscuits. So this one really didn't do it for me. One of the worst, at least to my nose, from the House of Paris Corner. Now next up, guys, from the House of Paris Corner is going to be off the Fiora line. Okay, take note, they do have two. I absolutely love this one. I am gonna feature it in the next video, but the one I'm here to say I do not like is this one. Okay, now Paris Corner is one of those houses that are fast fingers first when it comes to DNAs, and this is exactly what they did with Fiora Oshino. Okay, they went for the Carolina Herrera La Bomba DNA. Now La Bomba, okay, I don't know what Carolina Herrera, the house, was thinking of. La Bomba is a fragrance that I went to multiple times to try and see whether I could kind of like reach an understanding, you know, with it, kind of like get to like it, but it's just too much. And that's exactly what Paris Corner repackaged in this as a clone. I do not like the DNA of La Bomba, and I was very disappointed not to like it, because the packaging is fantastic. That butterfly is beautiful, but it becomes a sweet mess, like a toothache sweet mess. Fruits, florals, frangipani, I think, or ylang, I don't know what it is. And then it just gives off this heady thing. I can see beast mode lovers absolutely loving this scent profile, but for me, now next up is going to be the giant in the room, guys, and that is Lattafa. I know you guys love Lattafas a lot, and when it comes to Lattafa, they gave us a gourmand series. Okay, those cupcakes, never bought those. I do not regret not buying them. I actually did do a video on the cupcakes when I saw them at Beauty World. Those to me just gave like the highest level of tacky. Based on me, I don't see myself buying the whole lot of those and putting them, you know, on my shelf somewhere, somehow. There was just so many of them. I don't know whether there were 8 or 10, but it's the caps that just didn't do it for me. There's those plastic caps with all those things that they threw there, banana, chocolate, strawberry, that sort of thing. It's a fun series, but I just didn't care for those. So to me, didn't make it in my collection, not gonna make it in my collection. Well, unless I'm gifted. Now, next up from the House of Lattafa is going to be this series, the Khamra. Okay, the Khamra series. They gave us the original Khamra, which I absolutely love. Then they gave us the Khawan, and then they gave us the Khan. I feel they could have passed on Dakhan because it just feels like an unnecessary flanker within the mix. You know, as a fragrance reviewer, this series becomes a little bit tricky to explain. Okay, like, okay, the Dahan now has the pimento and it's a little bit spiced up. Okay, and then we have the original Alhambra. Oh yeah, that's spicy, woody, with dates and stuff. You know, you're gonna like that. And then we have, so with this particular series, it's kind of giving even what Killian did with the Angel Share series. Going on the success of Angel Share, he has since dropped the Paradise and the On the Rocks, right? I personally love Paradise because it drops that fruity mix within the DNA. But for some, maybe looked at as, did we even need, you know, the other follow-up flankers? With Lattafa, they've given us some series, okay, that have follow-up fragrances that are not necessarily flankers. The series like the Balalud, okay, we have the Oud for Glory. That one is a smoky, oudi, tar-like type of a DNA. And then they gave us Amethyst, you know, the purple flower, rose type of a DNA in a mask, and beautiful floral. Then they gave us, you know, Sublime, which was a fizzy strawberry, apple, raspberry sort of a scent. And then they gave us a pink one, which has that milk note, okay, the rose milk note. So those type of flankers do make sense, but this, I can see how popular the series is, but I can also see how it can for some come across as now it's kind of giving money grab vibes. Anyway, we move. And guys, maybe before I even go to the last one, let me tell you, in any analysis, one should be able to give what they're ready to take. Okay, we have a fragrance of ours here, you know, Proud Mary. This is my own creation, my nose to yours, of the house Macedon Perfumes, which also happens to be a brand that I launched in 2025. Now, if I am also willing to give out my opinion, I should also be able to take in some opinions. When it comes to Proud Mary by the house Macedon, I wish we had dropped this fragrance a little bit early. I wish we had dropped this fragrance perhaps a couple of months before Beauty World. It was not completely within our control. You know, production lines and timelines and stuff like that, you know, kept on being pushed back and stuff. But I wish I had put enough pressure when we had the compounds to get the fragrance out. So I'm here to just say this so that you guys know that I'm also open to whatever we are going to discuss in the comment section. And if you feel, again, there's something that you want to say about this fragrance, Proud Mary, Extrait de Parfum, feel free to also drop it in the comment section. It's still available for sale, guys, on Macedon Perfumes, which is www.macedonperfumes.com, or you can get it right here on YouTube. The store is going to pop up, and you can still use my code C15 up to the 30th of December, where you will be able to get this fragrance for $88. It's 120 mLs, an Extrait de Parfum, fruity floral, suitable for all seasons, and it is unisex. Now, let me cap it when it comes to Lattafa. Lattafa gave us this Victoria. No problem with Victoria per se, but to me, it's so light that it was thrown off the window when we got this from Afnan. Okay, I just wish they had put in a little bit of more depth in this. Okay, the lemon meringue pie is there. It does give off like a sweetish vibe about it, but it's one that though now performing better, needed a lot of sitting as opposed to this Afnan. Now, these two houses are not the same, but they were going for the same DNA, which is that D&G devotion. Some of you may pick a little bit of some Lira in there, but I just wish Lattafa had tied this in their style of doing fragrances, tied it to give it a little bit of some depth. And yeah, I'm going to say this was not one that I liked a lot from the house of Lattafa for the year 2025. Now, let me clue you up on the house of Orientica. I do not have the fragrances with me here, but I'm just going to drop it. Okay, here. I put this one on the side so that I remember. Orientica is a Middle Eastern fragrance house. They're not cheap, okay? They give us premium quality fragrances in terms of oil concentration and stuff, but when I went to Beauty World, I saw two fragrances that I just looked at and I was like, did you really have to do this? They have one that is green. That's a pistachio one. And that's another take to yum pistachio gelato. Oh my God. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just me, Some of you may come here and say, no, we needed it from that particular brand. Okay. But I'm thinking with all these other fragrance choices that you could have made, did you really need to give us another rendition of Yum Pistachio in 2025? I mean, Yum Pistachio in itself trended, I think, in 2022 or 2023, thereabout. In itself, the DNA seems to borrow from early Subgirl now. Okay. And then it was done by Mona in Kayali. And then the houses started picking it up, you know, like that Kerr Pistachio. And then Albatania gave us a version. And then, okay. And then you have a brand like Orientica whose pricing is on the upside, and they give us that. So from the house of Orientica, I'm gonna say that one is a dark. It might join my collection, where I will actually give you an in-depth review of it to see if there are differences, because I sniffed it at Beauty World, so I'm not sure whether it changes, but when it does show up in my collection, I'll tell you about it. But to me, it was kind of like a disappointment at Beauty World. That and another one they called Rose Eclat or something, that is just another take to Delina, and I'm like, next up is going to be the house of Arabiyat. I love Arabiyat. I love the quality of Arabiyat, but I think they should snap it up when it comes to giving us some of these fragrances. If you know, you know. Okay, this Bahia joined my collection about 4 months ago. But I had featured this one in the 2024 Beauty World. Okay, this particular one together with the cherry ripple, or raspberry ripple, or strawberry, whatever it is. So I feel Arabiyat should have snapped it up in terms of production. Nothing wrong with this particular fragrance, nothing wrong with the series. Even the other ones, they dropped beautiful gems out there, but it's kind of like Coming to America a little late vibes. If you watched that, what was his name? It was not Wesley Snipes. I've forgotten. If you watch that movie, then you know exactly what I'm talking about, where something comes, but it's a little bit too late. This Bahia Ruby is a concoction of that blackcurrant, blood orange, and then it's got the strawberry and all sorts of nice things, but I wish they had dropped this one a little sooner. Now, let me show you the utmost disappointment from the house of Arabiyat. Why did Arabiyat give us the Yum Strawberry whatever named as Dubai Chocolate? This to me is a disappointment. Okay, the juice in itself is amazing. It draws inspiration of that Yum Bougie marshmallow, okay, to the T, but why name it Dubai Chocolate? It kind of gives off an unseriousness, you know, from the brand itself, not taking your consumers seriously. I mean, imagine buying this as a blind buy and you bought it especially for the chocolate note, okay? And look at how the bottle looks. So this is all chocolate. It's like you know, you looking at that chocolate dripping in a chocolate factory, and then you spray it and it's giving you strawberry, marshmallow, raspberries, giving you sugar, but nothing in it points to the direction of chocolate. Okay, I mean, in this, maybe they could have even given us that Yum Pistachio. Perhaps it was going to make sense, because the Dubai chocolate in itself, you know, the one I ate at least has got the pistachio. So I don't know what this was all about, but huge disappointment, guys, from the house of Arabi. Yeah, from Kayali, I do not have Rose Royale. I smelt it in store. Another one that just felt like maybe they needed us to give us a rose scent. I don't know, guys. I don't know, but that's as far as I can go or say about that Rose Royale. I didn't care for it. I smelled it. It was okay, but it just felt like one of those umbrella rose scents, and I just looked at it and I'm like, okay. Next up is French Avenue. The same thing I said about Paris Corner at the beginning of the video is the same thing I'm going to say about French Avenue, especially the Zodiac line. This was a risk for the brand in itself, in the sense that, again, not everybody's going to be into horoscopes. Not everybody's going to believe in the stars. Not everybody is going to be drawn to the Zodiac line. And even then, I'm a Scorpio. I personally do not like this one. I actually like the Aries one more than I like the Scorpio one. So this for French Avenue, in as much as there was massive marketing when it came to this line, was a little bit of a risk. Okay, a risk that I'm not sure whether it was worth it or not. But then the House of Fragrance World, they gave us this giant. Another risk, okay? I just packed these ones away after I spoke about them. This is the series that comes with those boxing gloves. Okay, so this is going to be for the boxing lovers, but it is quite a risk for the brand itself, because for somebody to perhaps love this, they must love the look of the bottle, they must love the spot in itself. And these are also dupes. I think one of the ones that are in here smells like Dior Sauvage and stuff like that. So this just felt to me as though it was, yeah, a playful line. Perhaps somebody in fragrance world loves the sport. Anyway, I rest my case. And then we have Maison Alhambra. I love Maison Alhambra. I love the pricing of Maison Alhambra. I also like the fact that they come up with surprises when we least expect it. You know, they will give you a cologne that you least expect. I respected them on how they were on the lead with Burberry Goddess, and then they were brave enough to give us a series for, you know, the Bond number 9 smell-alikes, right? This is a bittersweet type of situation. I do not hate this line. I just hate the bottles. I hate the fact that they try too hard when it comes to the bottles. I can see how they wanted the design to be like this, but I wish it was a little bit smaller. This is the series that I came with where I was telling you that when you spray, you really need to kind of like strategize as to how you're going to hold it. So that's the only thing I can take away from Maison Alhambra. Now, the last brand I want to talk about is that of Khad, but I do not have a particular fragrance from the house of Khad except from their Lafayette sister line. And this particular one, not this one, but the sister to this, which I have since decluttered, Strawberry, Wild Strawberry something, was another take to Yum Pistachio. So again, it goes back to, if you purchase it because you wanted to smell wild strawberries, only to realize that it's a pistachio scent, I do not think you would have a smile at the end of the day after spending your money. So nothing wrong with this one, but this wild strawberry one was kind of misleading when it came to marketing. So that's it, guys. Let me know in the comment section if you have some disappointments for the year 2025. I am going to give you the best of before the end of the year. Okay, when you compare, you must contrast. So there's going to be the best of. I was going to put out the best of first, but I thought, no, let me not dampen people's spirits by putting the best of and then the worst of on the last day of the month. CeeChronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Let's meet in the comment section where we discuss more about fragrances. Remember to turn on post notifications. That way you get to be notified anytime I upload a video. Like and share this one. And remember that smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.